friends, Luisana here from My Life in My Craft Room for Pawsome Stamps. Welcome back to another video. This month marks 1 year from the date of the creation of Pawsome Stamps. Can you believe that it has been a whole year since the creation of this awesome company? I decided I wanted to make a card today that featured several different products. So let's get started. I am stamping this cute little puppy right here on my preferred paper for Copic coloring, which is what I am going to be using today, is Hammermill. And I am using my Misty and Ink on 3 blackout ink. And yeah, I am stamping all of my images right now in one piece of paper, getting ready to color it. So that's what you're looking at. Taking my time. And I will be explaining all of the coloring in detail to help you guys understand how I did that. And I had a clear idea of how I wanted to go about it. Have you guys been taking advantage of the sale that had been going on for the 1 year anniversary of Pawsome Stamps? Oh, by the way, here I am using this technique that I like to use for when I am not sure how, like if I don't know if an image is going to be centered, I like to put a piece of acetate on top of my paper, and then I stamp it to make sure, and then if I like how it looks, then I remove it and I will go ahead and stamp it for sure. So that's what you see me doing right here. So I am starting with my puppy. Isn't he so adorable? Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I wasn't really sure how I was going to go about the coloring. Here I am starting with E18, and I started coloring him with E18. I thought that that was going to be my darkest coloring, but as I finished coloring my darkest tone, which is what I usually do at first, I was like, you know what? I don't like that. He needs to be a little bit darker than that. So then I brought E29, which is what you see right now. And then I went on top of all of that E18 and covered it all up. So that's what you're seeing right now. And it's going to look really, really sloppy at first, because that's just how my Copic coloring looks when I am coloring. That's why I always do 2 layers. So anywho, I am doing my darkest tone, and then I am bringing in my E18 once again, and I go on top of that previous tone, and I bring it out towards the light a little bit more all over. By the way, I am only showing the video sped at what do you call that? It's only sped at a 2 times speed, I think it's how you say it. In the past, I have done like 4 times speed, sometimes 8 times, to kind of save on time, because I tend to be kind of slow in my crafting. But today it was actually, by the way, this is I want to say E23. Gosh, hopefully I showed it. Did I show it? It's a very, very light brown. Oh my goodness. What was I saying? Oh yeah, today's video, before editing and everything, it took me, the whole card took me 47 minutes. So it's one of my fastest projects. So that's not too bad. All right, so now I am doing a second layer because it looks pretty sloppy at this point. And I am going back here in just a minute with all of the same exact steps that I took. I am going to do E29 right now. And I'm just going to place that color in some specific areas to bring back that darker tone. Do you see that? I don't know what that is at the bottom, like the bottom left part of the puppy. That's E18. I don't know what that is on the paper. I could not figure it out, but I'm not too worried about it because I knew that there was going to be a sign covering the puppy on that part, but I don't know. It was the paper and E23. So I am taking my time using the E23 right here, making sure that I blend all of those colors really, really, really well so that it doesn't look like it has too many harsh lines. And he's starting to look super cute. By the way, I know I color outside the lines. It's just, that's my talent. It's my superpower. Now for the mouth, nose area, and the chest, I am using 2 colors of lighter brown, and just to make it a little bit more like a different tone than the rest of the body. And I'm using 2 layers of that as well. So, I mean, I don't think it would matter too much for the chest because, again, it's going to be covered with the sign, but just in case. So E23 and E33 is what I used. And after this, I am going to be moving on to the paws. And what I was going to say, which I got lost in thoughts, is that I know I color outside the lines, but I am going to be fussy cutting all of this. So it doesn't matter because you're not going to see any of those mistakes. So do not worry about that. So using all of the same exact colors that I used on the darker portions of the puppy, I am coloring the paws, and that is going to be super cute because those cute paws are going to be holding on to the sign that says have a Pawsome birthday. Again, 2 layers just so it looks similar to the body of the dog. Isn't he adorable? And lastly, E23. I think it's E23. And there you have it. Now we're moving on to the hat, RV09, and I decided to go with 2 color stripes. And I went with blue and pink, so it can be used for a boy or a girl. RV09 and RV13 for the pink stripes. And then for the blue stripes, I believe I use B39 and B04. I wasn't really worried about being too realistic or, adding too much dimension to each piece because I was more aiming at everything looking cutesy, which I think I achieved. So, yeah, as long as it looked cute, I was happy with it. I went with a green, lime green for the top of the hat. And I wanted to go with an orangey yellow mix for the frame. At first I thought I was going to use my dies to cut the frame out, but then I changed my mind because the dies, if I was to use the dies are made in a way that it cuts the inside portion of the frame, and I didn't want that. So then I decided I am just going to fussy cut it myself, which wasn't a big deal at all. So 3 different kinds of yellows, and yeah, very, very easy. Make sure that when you are coloring with Copics that you are using an ink to stamp your images that is Copic friendly, or you are going to have black smears all over. Here in the next step, the B00 that I used to put in the inside of that frame. I wish I would have done that before because when I mixed the blue and the yellow, it made a little bit of green in certain areas, but it's okay. You can hardly tell. I added a couple of white spots to the inside of the eye of the dog. Fussy cutting time, magic. Now I am going to make my background with the stencil using tumble glass and a brush. I wish I could craft this fast, you guys. Check it out. I'm not fast at all. Are you guys fast at crafting? I'm not. I usually just put on a show in the background, most of the time some crime show, and I just craft and watch. Takes me hours, not this time, 47 minutes. All right, after I was done making my background, I didn't want it to overpower my cute puppy. I made it a light blue. I cut my background to be a 4.25 by 5.5, and I glued it onto a card base, and now I am using N7 to color the edges of all of my die cut pieces or fussy cut pieces so that they don't look like they have a white edge. Now it's time to glue everything together, and check it out. You are not going to see that mark on the left bottom portion of the dog. I don't know what was on my paper, you guys. I put the hat on the dog kind of off like that, like off to the side. I wanted it to look like that on purpose. And I mounted this sign on some foam dots to look more dimensional. And then I put the little paws on top of the sign so it looked like he is holding on to it. Is that the cutest thing? Oh my goodness. So cute. Having, what are these tweezers called? Hold on. You're about to see them. Reversible tweezers, I think that's what they're called. Oh, those were so helpful because those tiny paws are so tiny. And my giant manly hands, yeah, I could not have done it. But we're almost done, and that is it. That is all. Look at that. Perfect for any birthday. For boy, the girl, it doesn't matter. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.